Hello! This is video 2 in my Working in Japan question and answer series, and today's topics are a little different from the last time. These are more questions that I've collected over the years from people who've asked because of my older videos that didn't really take off. So here we go. Would you recommend trying to find a job in Japan before or after arriving in Japan? I touched on this a little bit in the previous video with the tourist visa concept. If you're not on a tourist visa, you're on a working holiday, it will be easier. But if you're on a tourist visa, it's going to be a lot harder to get a job because of the reasons I stated before. Mainly, the big problem is if you want to find a job outside of the country, you've got to find pretty much a company that's willing to hire you from abroad. And a lot of those companies, the government-sponsored JET program is pretty good. Average salary is good, benefits, they take care of you because you're a government employee, you're part of the school system, so that's nice. But a lot of the other companies that aren't government related, they are kind of hit and miss. Some of them are just get as many foreigners as you can and then weed out those you don't want. And they will interview over Skype or however, or they'll try and fly over there for it. And then they'll hire you and you can come over that way. Or if that's not viable, you will have to come here first, and that will get you a lot more opportunities to find jobs. If you're here, there's just avenues to applying that you won't have open if you're just on the internet. And there's a lot of companies, even on the internet, like Gaijinpot, if you look, they'll want someone who's already in the area or who is moving to the area, willing to move to the area, and they don't have to deal with anything. It really helps if you're already here and you already have a visa that they don't have to worry about. That's less paperwork, less responsibility, less money it costs them, and that's a plus. So if you're here, it's really good. It will help you. It gives you better odds to get a job. If you're abroad, it's not impossible. There are avenues to get a job, but it's going to be more difficult. Question number 2. When is the best time to move to Japan? And this is, of course, referring to when's the best time to come for jobs. And I'll reply to that by telling you when the best time to find openings are. There are 2 major times when there are turnovers for jobs. One is April 1st. That is the beginning of the new school year, the new business year, the new tax year. And in Japan, Japanese people start from the beginning of April. So there are companies who want their foreigners starting on the Japanese work year, and like my contract now renews at the end of March, beginning of April every year. Even though I didn't hire at that time, I didn't start working that. I started in the middle of the year. Some companies will give you contracts from the middle, and it can be confusing. It just depends on where it is. As for when to come over to find a job, basically the end of December straight up until March maybe, and mid-February, there will be a lot more people hiring than there will be at other times of the year. Maybe the second biggest time is going to be that end of August, early September period when it's the Western, or at least the US school system turns over so they can get new grads. The other time of the year that you'll find a lot of jobs starting is that end of August, middle August, beginning of September area, when it's the time when the school year starts abroad, like in America or in some other Western countries. And that's when you'll get new graduates, and so people like the JET program starts then. They don't start you in the middle of the year unless you're from certain countries and it's for certain areas, as far as I know. It's been a while since I've been on the JET program. So those are the best 2 times if you want to find a job. You want to come here at the end of the year, December, early few months, and there will be a lot more chances for interviews. The other times, the end of summer, but of course you want to aim a little earlier than that so you can find places hiring and go through the whole process so you can start working then. The rest of the time, it's just luck. When I finished the JET program, I was unemployed for basically from middle August to the end of November. And I had lots of interviews, and there were places that were willing to hire me, but it's just they didn't pay enough to live off of, or they didn't have enough hours, that kind of thing. So if you want to get a job, it's not impossible. I started my previous job at the beginning of December, and I started my current job at mid-August last year. So it can happen. It happened to me twice. But you got to be lucky, or you have to have the experience and a strong resume to get that job, because they're going to be much fewer, and there's going to be a lot of people competing as compared to the other times a year when there's a lot more jobs, and well, a lot more jobs and still same amount of people applying. Do you know about any jobs or companies in blank? And the answer is no. I mean, if you ask me about Osaka, Kansai, maybe a little bit, but like, I get a lot of questions. Do you know about Tokyo? Do you know about Shinjuku? Do you know about Fukuoka? Do you know about Hokkaido? It's like, I haven't lived anywhere but here in Japan, in the whole Kansai area. So this is where I know. And even then, I don't have a lot of inside knowledge. I just know where I worked, and I know the places I would see that would have job postings. So that's it for today. Send me your questions. I'm open for just about any question you've got. And subscribe to the channel. I have at least 2 more videos prepared to go after this. And so I hope you like them and you like this one. See you next time.